Hi there folks, this is my Pilates, postnatal Pilates video, and so we're going to use either some weights, and obviously bearing in mind you might be at home, so I've got 2 tins of beans, all brands, any other brand is equally as good, right? So just something of equal weight. We're going to start with some little warm-up mobilization exercises. There's a little focus on SPD repair, that's symphysis pubis disorder. That's very, very painful pelvis where baby can sometimes be sitting low and just create, I don't want to underemphasize this at all, but can create a little bit to extreme soreness resulting in people needing to wear a belt, sometimes even crutches or wheelchair bound. Incredibly painful condition through pregnancy and obviously and can still be there afterwards. So let's get going. Pop those tins, dumbbells, toning balls even better if you have them, to one side. So we're going to start with a focus on the breath. So we'll start lying down. Remember, you can have a little towel as well, really useful just to even out that neck alignment. Arms just resting down by your side. And then we're just going to bring our awareness to our breath. So in through the nose. Exhaling softly through your mouth. So really feeling the bottom of your rib cage expanding. The lower lobes of the lungs, that area where we are more powerful. That area which is underutilized. And so the breath just really helps to bring us into the space. Let's get nice deep breaths in and out. And so the connection between breath and deep abdominals, remembering when we breathe out, the diaphragm lifts, the transversus fires up and the pelvic floor fires up. So really important to breathe out on the effort in Pilates, and particularly, as I say, particularly want to focus on deep abdominals, our deep postural abdominals, the stabilizers, the transversus, pelvic floor. Okay, so we're going to bring ourselves up and over, and we're going to start with our thread the needle. And so we're on all fours, knees beneath the hips, hands beneath the shoulders. We're going to take a breath in, we're going to open the right arm. As we exhale, we thread the right arm through, keep your hips high, belly button lifted. Inhale, hold. As you exhale, release. And then we change side, breathe in, open the left arm. Exhale, thread through. Inhale, hold. Exhale. So this is a great chest opener, really important. That central gravity would have changed over those past 9 months. And so now it's time to really work the upper middle back. Open up the front of the body again. And particularly with breastfeeding. Inhale, open, keep your eye gaze to the floor, exhale, thread through. Obviously holding baby, we really work so much every day in all aspects of life. The front of the body and the frontal plane. Exhale. We'll do one more round each side. So breathe in, lift, keep your eye gaze to the floor. Feel the stretch in the chest. Thread through. Really good stretch through upper middle back there as well. Exhale, release. Let's do it when we finish that last one. So we can do this, again you can do this with or without weights, with or without your toning balls, with your tin of beans. So I'm just going to hold them underneath the hands And so now I'm going to go into a little bit of shoulder flexion, again really working into your upper middle back. So we can take a breath in. As you exhale, right arm extends overhead. Inhale, stay. As you exhale, open out to the side. Inhale as you do, then as you exhale, switch sides overhead. Then exhale out to the side. Really working to upper middle back. Overhead. It's good. Keep the eye gaze to the floor. Just looking between the hands. Oops, overhead. And then exhale. I'm going to do a couple more to each side. Overhead. Out. That's good. So keeping good neck alignment, keeping your belly button lifted to support lower back. One more each way. So overhead. Inhale. Exhale. Overhead. Exhale. It's good. When you finish that last one to each side, we're going to bring ourselves over, popping your weights to one side, and then we're rolling ourselves down, lying down on our tummy. So the next one we're going to do a basic ab prep, and so a really important thing here, I talked about diastasis in a little Insta video, and so really important that if we're going to flex upper body, there's no separation here, or very little separation here. Okay, we do not want to start flexing the upper body if we have diastasis recti going on. Okay, so two options here. We can take a breath in, just head nod a little. As you exhale, we lift upper body, draw belly button in, we inhale, hold, exhale, release and lower down. Now if you have diastasis, if you're very postnatal, and so that's pre a year, then we want to probably just be focusing on this exercise, taking a breath in, lifting the arms up as you exhale, reaching the arms overhead, watching the rib cage. Inhale, exhale down. So just focusing on arms, because as soon as we start to lift the arms, abdominals fire up. So maybe postnatal, pre or post first year, giving birth. If you are past a year, you might be able to flex upper body up off the mat. Exhale. It's what we call postnatal, so that's first year after giving birth, or postnatal, which is over a year. So it's been more than a year since you had a little one. Maybe you want to flex upper body. Remember, draw belly button in, make sure abdominals aren't doming. If they are, you need to come back to the arm movement one. If those abdominals are doming, that's diastasis recti. Exhale. Exhale. So, doing 6 to 8 repetitions, either the arms, watch that rib cage, keep it nice and still in contact with the mat, or we're lifting upper body, breathing in, stay, exhale, lift, inhale, hold, exhale, release down. So now I'm going to bring myself up, part of the way up, to seated. We're going to be on our forearms. And so now the weights, tins, go under the feet. And this is called our leg slide. And so, this first one, we're going to take a breath in. It's called a leg slide. We take a breath in. And so, keeping that chest lifted, avoiding any slump through the lower back. Taking a breath in. As you exhale, you slide. Turning balls in. Exhale, other side. Exhale. So really pressing into your tin of beans, to your turning balls, maybe to your dumbbells. Tin of beans works really well. And press your foot into the tin, to the turning balls. By pressing in, we're stimulating the fascia in the foot. Oops, Matt's on the slide. So working to our hamstrings as well a little. And so the leg slide, that was our leg curl. Take a breath in. As you exhale, oops, pressing out, curling. Not so good, rolling out. Rolling out. So of course we could do this without the beans, without the weights, without the turning balls. Taking a breath in. Exhale, extend the leg out. And in. Exhale. Just flexing that foot. It's good to work into our hip flexors, hip extensors. And as I say, if you're starting to feel anything in your neck, please just take a little release and lie down and come back into it. Take a breath in. Exhale, just pulling the heel in towards your hip sockets. Just working into those hamstrings. Good. So again, aiming for 6 to 8 repetitions on each side of each exercise. So that leg slide, or that leg curl, pulling the heel in. When you finish that last one, we're going to bring ourselves to lying down. So again, we're lying down, feet flat, knees flexed. And again, we can keep those tin of beans to one side. We might want to use them in a minute. So we're going to work into hips, lower back, obliques. So our shoulder bridge, we take a breath in, nothing underneath the head this time. As we exhale, one move, hips up. Gently squeeze your glutes and hamstrings as you inhale, hold. As you exhale, release down. Looking for a nice straight line, shoulders, hips to knees. Exhale. Exhale, release. Exhale, lift. Gently squeeze the glutes and hamstrings as you inhale, hold. Exhale, release down. So if you want a little challenge in your shoulder bridge, as you exhale, lift, hold the lift. And so we can alternate heel lift, 1, inhale, exhale, lower down, keeping your hips up, straight line, shoulders, hips to knees. It's good, alternating right and left. Starts to bring focus to our obliques as we try and stabilize and keep that nice straight line. Exhale, release. When you finish that last one on each side, inhale, hold your shoulder bridge, squeeze the glutes and hamstrings a little bit more, and release down. So now I'm going to take a hold of my weights, my beans, any other tin, anything will do as long as they're the same weight. And then we're just going to hold the tins, weights in line with chest, taking a breath in. As we exhale, open the arms nice and wide, breathing in. It's good. Just opening out, working the chest. So first of all, I was breathing in as I was coming up. Ideally, we want to be breathing out as we come up. Good, exhale. So as I say, breathing out on the effort. Remember, as soon as you start to move the arms, your rectus abdominis fire up to stabilize the rib cage. Let's do a couple more. And you finish that last one. Flex the arms, bring those weights, dumbbells, tins down. So now we're going to come over to lying on our side. So we're going to go into a little bit of work, and this is the focus for our glute med, muscle in the side of the hip. So really important pelvic stabilizer, and really important for helping us repair symphysis pubis disorder. Can help strengthening up the muscles within the hip. So we want to make sure we've got a nice neat line to the torso, so bring your ribs and hips to the back of the mat, and so you can run your hand along the back of the mat just to check you've got a nice neat line through your torso. Flex the knees, bring the knees up in front so you've got a right angle at the hip. And so we're going to use a little bit of weight. Just going to place it on top of the knee, and then we're going to go into our clamshell. So we're going to take a breath in. As we exhale, we're going to open, breathing in. So we can keep the feet on the floor, or we can lift the feet. Breathing in, exhale, open. Breathing in, exhale. So really squeezing muscle in the side of the hip. Now, if this doesn't feel comfortable using the weight, again, you can just keep your hand in front. Good, opening. Exhale. So again, aiming for 6 to 8, 10 repetitions if you can, if you want to. Again, less if it's feeling sore, right? Good, a couple more. Problem is, when you start talking, you forget how many repetitions you've done. If in doubt, a couple more, right? So when we've done our repetitions on this side, we're just going to do a torso rotation. So again, really good chest opener again. So now just stack the hands. Again, little weight in the hand if you can. Take a breath in. As we exhale, we open. Keep the hips facing forward. Eye gaze looks at that back hand. Really good stretch for the chest. Inhale, hold. Exhale as you come back over. So again, shoulders are stacked, hips are stacked. Exhale. So I'm just going to do 3 repetitions on this side. If you feel like you want to do a couple extra, please do. Again, really good chest opener. Really important. All that feeding baby, changing baby, playing on the floor with baby. Really good to open up the front of the body. It's good. So when we've done a few on that side, we're going to change sides. And don't forget your towel, because we want to make sure keeping a good neck alignment. So rest your head on the towel. Again, check your alignment. Flex the knees, bring the knees up in front. And then a little weight on top of the knees. Again, feet on the floor. Exhale. And maybe notice with the feet on the floor that range feels slightly less. So as you exhale, keep your hips facing forward. Again, really want to isolate muscle in the side of the hip. Exhale. Squeeze. Keep your belly button drawn in to stabilize the torso. Exhale. 3 more on this side. It's good when you've done your 6 to 8, 10 repetitions, placing the feet down and then taking your breath in. Now torso rotation. Exhale, lift, open. Oops. Shuffle forward a bit, just make sure you have enough space to open the arm. It's good. So again, really opening the arm back, we're looking to the back hand. And so when you've done your 3, we're going to just stay on this side because we're going to do another exercise. Again, working glute med, but this time also working our hip flexors at the front of the hip, hip extensors. So again, we're just checking that alignment, ribs and hips to the back of the mat. And again, we can just stack the shoulders and the hands and keep this top hand in front if you need a little bit more stability. And so we're going to take a breath in. As we do, we're just going to lift that leg up so it's about hip width apart. As we exhale, we extend. Breathe in, exhale. So keep that leg hip height. Exhale, bend and stretch. Good stretch for the glutes and the hamstrings. Exhale. It's good. Just going to do 5 or 6. Lower the leg down. And then we can roll ourselves over to the side or swing the legs around. And so we do the same on the other side. So again, taking a breath in, lifting that leg, exhale. Keeping that leg hip height, working to muscle the side of the hip, keeping your belly button drawn in. Okay, we'll do one more. Exhale. So again, I'm just doing 5 or 6 repetitions on each side of that one. We can do more if we want to, but again, take it steady. We've had SPD, we might need to take it really easy to start with. So now I'm going to come on over again, working lower back in one of our breaststroke prep exercises. And so we can have forehead resting, legs hip width apart behind us. And so hands slightly forward of the shoulders. We're going to take a breath in. As we exhale, we're going to lift our body, extend the arms overhead. Inhale, hold. Exhale, release down. So this can feel quite intense, extending the arms overhead. And so if it does, take a breath in. As you exhale, extend the arms out to the side. Inhale, hold, squeeze glutes. Exhale, release down. You might want to alternate it, so you do Arms overhead. Exhale. Keep a nice long low line for the body. That's good. So again, remember, at any point if you need to, take a breather. As we exhale, squeeze glutes. Release. When you finish that last one, each way, or just finish that last round, hands by your ribcage and lift yourself up and take a beautiful release in a shell stretch. So we take a breath in, we cat stretch first. As we exhale, sit back. And just hold your shell stretch for 6 to 8 breaths. Lifting your belly. Really good stretch for your lower back, for your glutes, for the front of your thighs. And again, just remembering if you're particularly tight to the front of the thighs, remembering maybe placing that towel underneath. You can just take a little bit of the pressure off, but making sure you're resting down. On your next out breath, we're going to reset the spine, roll it up. And there we go. That's a 30-minute, maybe just a little bit under, 30-minute Pilates video, post-natal Pilates video. Any questions, please don't forget to message me. Thanks.